Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today we're going to do another collaboration with my friend Linda over Create with Linda. She's so awesome. She's so down to earth and I just love her. So I will link her channel down below and then you'll be able to go to her playlist and see there's a few of us doing the collaboration with her. So it is for, I guess I should tell you what it's for, right? I get so excited when I get on here. She wanted us to do a cheap eats meal. So whether it be under $10, under $5, with everything that's going on and the prices of food being so high and stuff like that, try to throw together a meal for under a certain budget. So mine that I'm throwing together, and this is everything I already had in my house. I didn't shop for anything. I just thought, what can I do? If you haven't seen a couple of my other videos, I talk about the Flash Food app a lot. I know some people don't have it in their area right now. Trust me, it'll get there eventually because it's growing. But if not, it's kind of the same as buying the cheap meat when you're in the grocery stores, when it's on clearance, when it's on super markdown prices and you still got 2 or 3 days left on it. Freeze that shit, okay? Freeze it. So the Flash Food thing is kind of the same thing. They take the clearance food or the vegetables or stuff like that they got an abundance of and it's starting to go a little bad, stuff like that, and they clearance it out. So I've been doing a lot of that lately. But anyway, so one of the things what I'm gonna do is an Italian, I don't know what the hell we're gonna call it. It's an Italian skillet meal, okay? Because it's just stuff I got at home and I'm gonna throw it together. It's gonna be low carb and it's gonna be good because it's Italian, so who cares, right? I mean, you can't go wrong with Italian and like Mexican. So I got, excuse me, this is what inspired me because it's one of my cheap meats. You can see it's marked down. I think I paid $2.34 for this when I got it. I took it out of the freezer the other day to thaw it out for this. But it's Italian seasoned ground turkey. By all means, if you don't have this, but you got burger in your house, use the burger. If you got just regular ground turkey, use the regular ground turkey, add some more Italian spices to it, okay? Everyone's got usually the basic Italian spices, you know, or the trio or whatever. So I'm using a pound of that. I'm gonna use, I got some onions to cut up and saute in there. Can of green beans, these are just from Aldi, whatever brand you have. And this is fire roasted tomatoes with garlic in it, but whatever you have, whatever kind of tomatoes. I may, depending on how this gets going, I may have to go down and get some, from my pantry, some tomato sauce. But a small can of that is like 50 cents, 53 cents. And then, because I have so many of these peppers in my freezer, I'm gonna use them up. You don't have to put them in. I'm gonna use some red bell peppers that I already have pre-chopped and they're frozen. So I'm not using them all, but I'll probably use like maybe half of them and put them in there. Saute them with the onions and then get that going. Then start with the turkey in there. This is gonna be a quick, easy skillet meal. Great for weeknights, great for a budget. It's gonna be under what, $5, $2, $3, $4, $5, under $6. $6 and under 30 minutes. Guarantee you that. That's perfection right there. I love skillet meals. Okay, so let's get started. Let me wet my whistle and let's get cooking. Cheers. Okay, so I chopped up my onion. You didn't need to see me do that, even though I still have my goggles on because they're quite potent. And I put a tablespoon or a little bit more than a tablespoon of butter in there, and I'm going to put some olive oil in there also. We're going to get these going. Just saute them a little bit. And then we'll add in some of our peppers. Okay, I just added some of the red peppers. And I also want to point out, and I forgot to say this, the reason why I'm using the turkey, well, first, one, I had it. First, I got it on clearance, it was cheap. And ground turkey is cheaper than ground burger, and we know what beef is costing right now and stuff like that. If you already have it on hand, of course, use it. It would be amazing on this, right? But if you can't really afford that or you want to help out your budget a little bit, try a different ground. Try ground pork that's just plain, not sausage yet. Ground pork or ground turkey or ground, what is that noise? Oh, or ground chicken. All right, so we're getting those cooked down there. They're still going to cook a little bit more, but I want to get the turkey in. Maybe. Maybe. So now this does have some seasoning in it, but of course I'm going to add more. Trying to see what it had in it. It had salt, paprika, and other crap we can't even read, so that doesn't count. Alright, we're getting this cooked up here. I am going to put some garlic powder in. I don't know. I'm not measuring, you know. I'll add some Italian seasoning. Or herb de Provence if you have that. That'll help. Alright, let's add some pepper. And some salt. The big thing with ground turkey or ground chicken, it's very kind of bland. Not that beef, but beef has some flavor to it. You know what I mean? A little richer flavor. So you do want to add a little extra salt sometimes. I think the pepper went up my nose and I almost sneezed. So I'm going to get this all cooked up pretty good here. Get all the pink out of the turkey. Add a little bit more salt. And then we'll add the beans and the tomatoes, and we are almost done. And it's been, between just the chopping, I started 9, 10, 13, 10, 12, so 13 minutes. We're almost done, people. Almost. Gotta love cheap and quick weeknight meals, right? And obviously, if you have bread or something, you want to put a big crusty piece of bread with this, go for it. There's other vegetables you want to add to it, go for it. Zucchini would be really good in this if you had some left over. What else would be really good in here? Throw some stuff in. If you have fresh green beans, you gotta use them up, use that. I was just trying to do it budget friendly, so, and I don't have any fresh, but a can of green beans is cheap enough. You know what I mean? So, alright. Going to add a can of tomatoes. Oops, hold on. Had to drain my green beans. Can of green beans. And I probably will add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to this at the end. But we'll get this stirred in here. You can see it makes a lot. So, which is good, right? Because obviously it's just my husband and myself, but this will make us lunches, which I love having leftovers for lunches. And I even write them on my, hold on, I'll show you. I even write them on my meal plan. And so I write them down. Hold on, let me turn it around. So like I had corned beef left over and I put lunch down, corned beef. So I remember that I'm going to eat it for lunch and my husband's going to have it in his lunch because I don't want to forget it in the back of the fridge. And then here's the cheap dinner collab I'm going to do. I'm going to, when I have this left over, I'm going to put it down here for Friday for lunch for me. And my husband's going to an auction, so he probably won't eat it, but he will definitely have it Saturday for lunch. So this way I don't forget what I have in the back of the fridge, and I can use it up for lunch. So yeah, I mean, write that shit out, man, because I forget stuff all the time. A big part of budgeting right now is really you have to make sure you don't waste anything. So I go in the fridge and see, like I have a turnip in there I want to use up. So I put down here Saturday night, or not Saturday night, tomorrow night I'm going to do pork chops. And then I'm going to use a turnip somehow in there with, like a side with turnips and onions and peppers, because I have enough onions and peppers. So I'm going to make something up with that. And then Saturday, we might go out to dinner. So I'm not quite for sure, but I thought about doing a Chinese chicken type thing with, I have plenty of frozen broccoli. So I want to use, because now broccoli is going to be coming through, right? Fresh broccoli. So I want to do use some of the frozen broccoli up, some onions. I have a sugar-free teriyaki marinade. I thought I'd try and do it with chicken and make a Chinese chicken type thing. So, all right, I'm going to add in some tomato sauce. And you know these are only like 50 cents at Aldi's or 48 cents, and they're only 53 cents at Kroger's, and, well, they might be a little bit more now, but, so really, this is under $6. Yeah, I think I'll throw some cheese in to thicken it up a little bit. All right, we're just going to let this simmer for a little bit. All right, so, and I do want to point out, because there's, when I need to thicken sauces like this, I put cheese in it, because it's low carb, right? If you had some noodles you wanted to put in here, cook up some elbow noodles, like maybe a quarter cup, throw that in there. That'd be really good. Some spaghetti, throw that in there. Leftover noodles, I know you Italians want to use your leftover noodles up. What else? If you had another can of green beans, or if you had some, you know how they have the canned potatoes? Throw those in there. That'd be really good in this. Canned potatoes. Or even cook up some potatoes while you're doing this. Cut them up in chunks, and while we're doing the onions and the peppers. Or hash browns in there. So if you need to make it even go further for your family, you can. But that's easy. Like, look at that. That's at least 4, not 6 meals. My husband and I eat a lot, but we also, it's low carb, you know what I mean? So, actually, he eats more than I do. Just want to point it out. Just depends what it is. There, I think we are done, and that was 23 minutes. Bam. Okay, so now I added some, just the grated Parmesan cheese on top. This is going to be very hot. I think it's the Aldi kind. Parmesan and Romano. I thought I could smell something different in there. It's very hot. My husband's not home yet. He's supposed to be on his way, but he's never on time, so. I'm good. I like it. And like I said, if you had some good crusty bread, and you know, the kids need some bread to go with it, do that. Garlic bread would be really good. Garlic knots or whatever, you know. Pretty good for throwing it together with everything I already had at home. So, I hope you enjoyed this really quick skillet meal, budget meal. Is that what we were calling it? Budget meal. That Linda threw this collab together. You need to go over and check out her channel, because she does a video every night of what's for dinner. Once in a blue moon, if she's not feeling well or something's going on, she skips it. Which I really look forward to watching her, because I kind of usually am doing my cooking while I'm watching her cook. So, and we've actually become friends and stuff, so it's fun watching her every night. So anyway, if you click on the link below, you can go to all the other people that are doing this also. So other people have some budget meals for you, budget recipes for you to try out and see what you can get going in your kitchen. I mean, you got to save money where you can, and you need inspiration, and this is where you get it. So I'm excited about this, and my husband's going to love this when he gets home. This would be really good with sausage in it too. Mind-blowing. It'd be really good with sausage in it. So I think that's it. So give it a thumbs up. What would you make for your budget meals? Like, what's one budget meal that you always go to that you know doesn't cost you more than probably $4 or $5? Leave it in the comments below. I would love to know. Might be inspiring to other people watching, or inspiring to myself. I would love it. It doesn't have to be low carb, whatever you eat. And I think that's it. Like I said, hit the little thumbs up, like button. It really helps my channel. If you want to subscribe. And definitely just go check out the link below to see the other people make their little cheat meals. Okay? So thanks, Linda, for doing this, and cheers.